At the time of writing this script, God of War fans find themselves salivating over the thought of a gameplay reveal for the next entry in the series. As an example, look at the fans that are looking too much into Cory Barlog changing his Twitter banner to a God of War image. I really don't think this means anything, but it just goes to show how much fans are excited for the next entry in the series. This level of hype for a God of War game is new to the series. Don't get me wrong, the series has always had a great following with PlayStation fans. But after God of War 2018 came out, the series ascended to levels of hype comparable to those of Zelda, Mario, or Halo. Well, Halo not so much. Bottom line, God of War has never been this popular. Which is why a few years ago, a lot of new God of War fans missed a huge leak 2 months prior to the game's announcement at E3 2016. But why am I talking about this leak all of a sudden? Well, for one thing, I didn't have a God of War channel back then, and I also just realized that this leak might point to an important event in the next game in the series. So with that said, let's begin. Hey, how's it going guys, Kaptain Kuba here, and today we are indeed talking about a 5-year-old God of War leak. As I said before, there weren't that many eyes on the God of War series back then, so this slip up went mostly unnoticed. But on April 5th, 2016, NerdLeaks, a site that specializes in leaking movies, TV shows, and video games, released to the public a number of concept arts that showed what the next game in the series would look like. One of them shows a very low-res image of Kratos wielding an axe. Another one shows the initial sketches for the Light of Alfheim, and one even shows Kratos exploring the realm of Vanaheim, which is something we couldn't do in God of War 2018. But I'm gonna save the topic of Vanaheim for another video, because this leak actually tells us a lot more about this realm. Now, along with these concept arts, the leak also included information in the form of bullet points to further explain what the game would be about. Like, Kratos has a beard, the setting is Norse mythology, Kratos will travel to Alfheim, Kratos has an axe which can be used to cut vines and create bridge and walkways. As you listen to all of these bullet points, you're probably thinking how accurate the leak was. I'm saying this to prepare you for the only bullet point that seems to have been wrong, but most likely just got cut from the game. It simply says, Kratos will be in one or more prisons. Now, there is one level in God of War 2018 that has a prison. In the lower section of Alfheim, you will come across prison cells containing Draugrs. If you're wondering why these are here, I already have a video on that topic. But yes, Alfheim could technically be considered the prison level the leak was referring to. But I decided to ask the God of War community how they would describe Alfheim by filling in the blank. And not a single God of War fan said, Alfheim is the prison level, which confirms my suspicion. I believe God of War 2018 was going to have a prison level, but got cut for story reasons or simply Santa Monica not having enough time nor resources, similar to what happened to the Helheim bird. We don't really know how close Santa Monica got to finishing this level, but I'm sure all of their hard work will find its way back into the series. Even though God of War 2018 never confirms such a prison exists, there's still some details within the game and outside of the game that heavily imply it does. For starters, inside Tyr's temple, you will find a mural with a depiction of Tyr who's chained to the floor somewhere in Asgard while Odin and Thor look down on him. In addition, on page 142, the art book of the game hints that Tyr was captured during a battle that took place on the travel bridge. Not only do these two details prove that Tyr is most likely alive, but it also points to the likelihood that Odin has created a prison in Asgard for his most dangerous enemies. I believe this is the prison level the leak mentioned all of those years back. Now, how can Kratos find himself in this Asgardian prison during the events of the next game? I believe in the first boss fight for the next game, Kratos will face against the all-powerful Thunder God. In this battle, Kratos will die at the hands of Thor. And because dying in battle is considered a worthy death in Norse culture, Kratos will go to Valhalla and face Odin's army, who will overpower him and lock him up in a prison. The same prison that was supposed to be in God of War 2018 according to the leak. In this prison, he will also meet the Norse God of War Tyr, who will help Kratos escape. On their way out, they will most likely have to fight Heimdall, the Watchman of the Gods, and boy what an epic fight that will be. So yeah, I pretty much made this video to show you that Kratos dying and going to Valhalla, it's not such a crazy idea after all, since God of War 2018 almost included it before it got cut from the game. So let me know what you guys think about the prison level in the comments section below. Do you think it was cut from God of War 2018, and do you think it will be included in the next game? Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to let me know in the comments section below. As always, I want to give a big thanks to all of my members for supporting the channel monthly. People like Davy Jones, Greg Altheiser, and Pambuti, to name a few, are the main reason I can call YouTube my job. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for making my dream come true. That sounds really cheesy. I would also like to thank everyone who likes and shares my videos. It doesn't seem like much, but it really does help. So with that said, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and as always remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok.